Welcome you all. In this video lecture, let us understand what are the different steps there those are involved in the solving the numerical problems that are involved in the critical insulation of thickness. Whenever any problem has been given, we have to note down all the given parameters. Then we have to examine whether all the required given parameters are in the same unit. Suppose radius is given in centimeter and thickness is given in millimeter, then I have to convert the millimeter into centimeter. And very important over here, I have to understand whether the question has been asked to find out the for the cylinder or sphere. Many times it will be mentioned as a cylinder or a sphere. If not mentioned, I have to use a general knowledge to have a tube light. If it is given, it is of a cylindrical shape. If a incandescent bulb, a sphere or a refinery vessel, if they are mentioning these terms, it is connected to sphere. So in our HT egg balloon, they are approximated to sphere, and tube, pipelines, steam pipelines are considered as a cylinder. So this is the initial thing that has to be dealt when the numerical of a critical thickness or any other numerical in a heat and a heat transfer. Let us see what are the different steps that are involved to solve the problem. So whenever a problem has been asked, we have to see here in this one the insulation is asked. So two part can be done. One is without insulation, one with the insulation. Without insulation, that is called as uninsulated, we can use a formula Q is equal to H into A into delta T. That is from our Newton's law of cooling. If it is insulated, then I'm supposed to use this formula, and this formula holds good for only for cylinder. We have studied Q is equal to delta T by R thermal. So what is delta T? Delta T is nothing but temperature difference, that is T1 minus T infinity divided by R thermal is R insulation plus R convective. And R insulation is been given by ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi L into K, and R convection is given as 1 by H into 2 pi R2 into L. And instead of 2R, I can use a diameter. So here R2 is used to mention the radius of the outside with the insulation. That's why. And if in a problem, L stands for the length of the pipeline. If the length of the pipeline is not given, I can take as a 1 meter. And we have to mention, and assuming length to be 1 meter, that has to be better to mention in your answer script. So T1 is the temperature of the fluid in which is flowing inside the cylinder or a pipe. So fluid may be water, oil or steam. So accordingly, that is to be mentioned for the temperature T1. T2 is the temperature of the surrounding. So here T2 is T2 or T infinity ambient condition temperature. That is also can be taken into account. Here R2 is the radius of the after insulation. So if the insulation is not mentioned, then if the insulation is not mentioned, I can take this as a K by H, where K stands for the thermal conductivity of the material in watt per meter Kelvin, which is also equal to watt per meter degree centigrade. And H is the convective heat transfer coefficient, that is surrounding the fluid. So K is the thermal conductivity. If which pipe type I'm using, whether I'm using a steel, whether it is I'm using an aluminum pipe, whether it is made of a bronze or any other thing. So if the thermal conductivity generally they are mentioning in the problem. If not mentioned, I can use the data handbook to refer the K value. Similarly, H is the convective heat transfer coefficient, that is of the surrounding fluid, and here the surrounding fluid will be maybe air, or it may be something connected to the chlorine gas or some other flue gases it may be. So they will be mentioning over that, and I'm supposed to use that H value over here. So this part I have spoken earlier. Q is equal to uninsulated, where I'm using the formula from the Newton's law of cooling. And here delta T is the temperature difference, that is a T1 minus T2, and A is the area, and that is given as pi dl. So pi is the yes, 22 by 7 or 3.143, and diameter is the or twice the radius I can use, and L, as I mentioned, it is the length of the pipeline. Let us see what are the steps those are involved for the critical thickness on a sphere. For the sphere, if it is for uninsulated, I am using Q is equal to H into A into delta T, where H is the convective heat transfer coefficient, which is given in watt per meter square degree centigrade or watt per meter degree Kelvin, and A, for the cylinder it is a pi dl, for A is the area, and for in case of sphere it is given as a 4 pi r square, and delta T is of course is the temperature difference between the uh, surface and surrounding, or the fluid and the ambient condition. So if the H is value is given in watt per meter degree centigrade, Q can be found out by the formula delta T divided by, this is due to insulation or insulation, and second part is due to R due to convection. And here you can find out K, as we discussed in a earlier slide for the cylinder. Similar way, K is a whole square for thermal conductivity of the material of the sphere. Whether it is a stainless steel, whether it is a steel, whether it is aluminum. So if not given, I can refer the data handbook to substitute for a K. And R1 is the outer radius of the pipe. I mean, if the id and inert, R2 is the after insulation, right? This is after insulation. Don't confuse with the R1. So R1, if I'm having a pipe and it is considered as a id, this is considered as a id. This is considered as a okay. This is the second one. The second line is considered as a OD. So right, over this one I am using the insulation, right? So whenever I deal R2, it is nothing but after insulation. So this is the first one generally is not mentioned in any numerical. We are referring this as this one as a R1, and after insulation this is mentioned as a R2. I hope I made it clear. And the second part is this is a 2 pi into square R2, instead of R2 square, it has been written as square of R into H. So this is a square of the radius of the pipeline, in the sphere. Let us see the special cases in the critical thickness. If the current is given, then Q value for a current can be found by the formula Q is equal to I square into R, where I stands for current in amps and R is the resistivity. And that is nothing but specific conductance into length of the wire divided by area. So if the current is given, Q can be found by this formula, that is I square into R, where rho is equal to specific electric resistance. In some of the application problems where they are mentioning the specific conductance and all, we can use this formula. And here the unit of rho, the unit of rho specific electrical resistance is a ohm per meter or something, it is a ohm will be mentioned, and length is considered as 1 meter, and area, here the area is a not a surface area, it is a cross sectional area, therefore we are using pi d square by 4. This is a very important thing to be noted down. If suppose steam is given which is flowing inside the pipeline, then Q can be given as change in dryness fraction into specific enthalpy, right? So change in dryness fraction, we this term we have used in a case of a thermodynamics, basic thermodynamics or applied thermodynamics. It is generally ranges from 0 to 1. So 0.8, 0.9 are these values, or there will be before insulation and after insulation they will be mentioning two dryness fractions, then I have to take the difference of that one and specific enthalpy. Here specific enthalpy of the fluid, that is a HFG. So, or I can also use a Q is equal to mass flow rate into latent heat. So mass flow rate is a Q dot, that is a with respect to time, and latent heat it is given as a HFG. Next one is we are using the derivations. As I told beginning, I should be very careful whether it is mentioned for the pipe, cable, steam line, right? These are considered example for the cylindrical shape, balloon, or a refinery vessels, or a decorative spherical vessel. These are considered as the something connected to the sphere in a